I just saw Wicked Little Letters with Olivia Coleman and Jessie Buckley, and I'm so happy I got to see it because I thought that it was going to leave the movie theaters, but I think it came back. But anyway, it was just delightful, as the Brits say, which seems really fitting considering um, that it was a British film. And I recognized the judge. The judge is in Queen Charlotte on Netflix. There's just so many people that I recognized. The little girl who plays Jessie Buckley's daughter is Abigail. All sorts of people in it. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really delightful. I thought, it was very heartwarming and delightful. And I loved how it seemed like this kind of fluff story, but if you really look at it, the commentary that it's making about women and the oppression of women is actually quite extraordinary. And, hashtag spoiler alert, Olivia Coleman accuses her neighbor, Jessie Buckley, who is this Irish immigrant who seems kind of like a tart, as they say, and she's drunk and she says what she thinks and how she feels and all of that. And she accuses her of, Olivia Coleman is getting all of these letters and things like that. These very wicked little letters. These letters that are cursing and saying all sorts of things. And she accuses Jessie Buckley, and they immediately arrest Jessie Buckley and, have her as, kind of like the scapegoat for this thing. And there's a woman police officer who is dealing with all of the sexism and all the things that she's dealing with. And her father recently died, and, he was on the force and all of that. And basically, she's the only one that's like, I don't think that she did it. Their handwriting doesn't match. It doesn't make any sense. And, all of the obstacles and adversity that she faces in trying to stand for the truth and have there be justice. So, initially, they kind of start off the story and you kind of get a sense that, Olivia Coleman actually really, really likes Jessie Buckley, but that her Olivia Coleman's a spinster, and she's lived at home, and she's the eldest of 11, but she's the only one still there, and you kind of get the sense that her father has this, really rough hold over her, this very, very rough hold. And basically, Olivia Coleman, hashtag spoiler alert, it's something that I thought, initially, and I was like, it was kind of pretty obvious, but I don't think it's really the point to find out exactly who's writing the letters. Basically, it's Olivia Coleman who's writing the letters, and she has all of this pent-up resentment and anger from living at home and having her, dad be shitty to her and never really be able to do anything with her life, and she loves the attention. She loves going along. I loved the dynamic that they had with the Olivia Coleman character of being able to go along with this dynamic of all of the attention she was getting and how good that she looked to herself and her father of getting, the attention and looking like this virtuous woman. And it's kind of like the last, but it's all inauthentic. It's all kind of like slimy because the virtue is what she presents on the surface, but what's bubbling underneath it is all of these nasty thoughts about all these different people that she has never let come to light. And through the letters, she's able to, it's almost like she's a superhero. She has this mask of anonymity where she's able to finally say all of the things that she thinks that she's been thinking. So And you come to learn that it's like the very thing that she's kind of resisting, or that people judge Jessie Buckley about, is the very thing that Olivia Coleman actually really loves and admires in her, and the thing that she wishes that she could be. It's always that, right? Like, the people that you can't stand the most, or that you resist the most, or that you have the biggest issue with, is so often the thing you won't let yourself be, which I thought was so interesting. And I just love the characters. I love how they came together. I loved how at the end it's really crazy, because I just got this right now. I'm thinking about it. She felt trapped and a prisoner in her home with her father, living with her mother, because she couldn't truly be herself. And only in the Olivia Coleman character, well, Olivia Coleman plays the character of Edith, only in the her getting arrested and going to prison can she truly be free. So now that I'm thinking back on it, it actually is this unbelievable, amazing reflection of, just because you are physically somewhere, it almost doesn't matter. It's all the context. Because there's this beautiful moment at the end where she finally tells off her father, and she swears at him, and she's really, really vulgar. And she laughs and giggles to herself, which it's just like she finally gets to be authentic. She finally gets to be free. So it was very. Also, how extraordinary that it was based on a true story, and that we had never heard of such a thing, right? Like, of course, that we'd never heard of such a thing, and these stories of these women, these extraordinarily complex women. I love it. And it's also crazy how it's almost like she was in such denial about who she was, the Olivia Coleman character. Because if you think about it, people who lie to themselves their whole life, denial is very easy for them. Actually, scratch that. Denial becomes their normal, so them being able to actually cop and tell the truth is the breakthrough, is the thing that's very, very difficult for them. So it's almost like, even in the accused, most people, who have a certain level of conscience or truth-telling would probably cop to it. But Olivia Coleman, it's literally took her getting caught in the act and getting arrested before she could finally be honest with her father and herself.